I'm in so deep and I barely know how to play. I, Professor X at it best. There comes a time in every man's life where he must take a stand for the truth, the people, and the movement. There has not been a movement where the leader has not suffered for the cause. Fahrenheit Hour. First degree of days. 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 Fahrenheit Hour. Radio.com. Superior of Fahrenheit Schlumbage. Along with OG Fahrenheit perspective, you feels? Alright. Take one action. Alright. You are live on the Fahrenheit Hour. Fahrenheit Hour. Fahrenheit Hour. Fahrenheit Hour. Fahrenheit Hour. Chaos in the streets. Chicago turned the election around today, this evening. So we had no choice but to turn to our Fahrenheit historian, Big J of the Fahrenheit Hour of Urban Watch. Jamie Dion, what's going on? What's going on in the world?
What's good with you, man? What's happening?
A whole lot. And you the one to collab on this with tonight.
Well,
what's going on?
Where you want to start? Where you want to start? What you want to talk about?
Who are
a lot
you?
Of things we can talk about, bro. I mean,
who are you going for in the election?
none of the above. Shit, to be honest with you. Honestly, man, I mean, I like a lot of what Bernie Sanders has to say. But my thing with Bernie is he's 70, whatever. I mean, he's an older gentleman, and Bernie has a lot of good ideas, but I still don't know how Bernie plans to achieve all this shit he talks about. You know what I mean? Free college. It's a lot of cats our age still paying for college.
Yeah.
We in our 40s, so that's how are you going to do that, Bernie? I mean, the Republican Party is just a joke. I mean, that's not even a consideration. Trump is a joke. He's really an embarrassment, more so than Bush, even in a lot of ways, and that's saying a lot. But honestly, dude, we had our election here in Georgia about a week or so ago, and I voted for Hillary. I'm not gonna lie. I like Bernie, but realistically, I don't think he can beat Trump. And well, he's obviously not even beating Hillary. So I mean, obviously, people have questions about Bernie and some of his politics, but I don't really know if this country's ready for Hillary. It's a lot of people that like some of the things that Hillary has to say, but I mean, Hillary's not a very likable person, and it's a lot of things in her politics. Remember when she ran against Obama, she turned a lot of black people off. Her and Bill got personal.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things, that Hillary did, and the politics and the mud that got slung from her campaign against Obama that turned a lot of people off, me included. So, I mean, really, dude, you're voting for the lesser two evils in all of these politics, all of these elections. I mean, like Bob Marley said, never trust a politician. That's true, because they're selling you snake oil. They're going to tell you what you want to hear at the moment, and then as soon as they get away from you, they've already forgotten what they just told you. So I don't really, politics ain't really my thing, but it's a necessary evil, because a lot of our ancestors gave their lives so we can vote. So I'll vote. Even though we know it's a joke, Al Gore and George Bush showed us it's a joke. In Florida, that fiasco that happened where he got elected and black people's votes didn't count because they got thrown in the trash the minute we voted.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's a joke, bro. I mean, but it's something we have to take part in. It's something that we as African Americans have given our lives for. So I'm gonna play my part in the whole process, even though it might not mean anything. So, I think it's gonna come down to Hillary and Trump. And I really don't know how that's going to play out. I really don't know how it's going to play out, man. Because this Trump dude scares the fuck out of me. I'm just going to be real with you. He's frightening. His politics is not even politics. It's just a bunch of rhetoric, him screaming and looking red-faced with his toupee flapping off the top of his head. This dude is just an ass. It's like, really? This is who people really want to put in in office, it won't take long before he ostracized all the goodwill that Obama's built up over 8 years. Because trust me, he had a lot to clean up after George Bush. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that just because I'm a black man and Obama's a black man. I don't agree with all of Obama's politics. I really don't. But Obama has done a lot. This is the first time I've been able to fill up my gas tank on $15 in about 10 years. To me, that's something's happening, because when Bush was in office, it certainly was costing me like $40 a week just to get to work.
Damn.
I mean, my office is 30 miles from my house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I fill up on Sunday and Wednesday. I got to come right back and put another 30 in my damn gas guzzling SUV tank. You know what I mean? Now $15 I can get from Monday to damn Friday. Cool.
Do you see the events of Chicago as Trump? Do you think he's responsible for the mood at these rallies and folks getting punched and all that?
No, I don't think he's responsible, but Trump has not come out and said anything against that stuff. So, I mean, he's almost like, by him being not saying anything or not having an opinion one way or another about people getting punched out. I mean, you had the girl in Kentucky that got, I mean, this girl I think was a high school kid or a college kid. She got pushed by grown adult people. I mean, we're like putting their hands on this chick.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, that's fucking offensive, because not everybody would have been that calm as this young lady was, and I applaud her for that. If that would have been me, I'd have turned around and somebody would have got socked on sight, like right in the fucking mouth. And I'd have gone to jail or lost my life, because they shoot black men in this country. Questions unasked. Oh, it's a nigga, he's out of control, let's shoot him. Bow. That's how the mentality is in this country. So, you know, I mean, it's frightening, the stuff that goes on with these people. And I don't understand the people that are supporting Trump. They too dumb to realize that he don't give a damn about them. He really doesn't. Donald Trump is a billionaire. You think he relates with the average white person that's like scraping to get by? And that's like a big part of his constituency.
You just took my next.
About them.
You just took my next question. That was going to be my next question. Who is supporting Trump? What?
Look on Facebook. Look at all the angry white folks, and I love white people. Y'all like, you know what I mean? White people are cool with me. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, because look, dude, we're all in this world for a short period of time. So I don't have problems with anybody unless you have issues with me. Then we're gonna have problems. So I have love for everybody. You know what I mean? Shit. Black people have been discriminated enough in this country. We have been enough biases. So at some point, people have to get beyond what the color of your skin is, and we all want the same things. We all want a chance to make a decent living, live in a decent house, you know, make enough money to support ourselves and our children and our wives and our family. We all want our children to do better than we did. So at the same time, a lot of people don't want me to have those same opportunities. I don't give a fuck if you get yours. Just let me have the opportunity to get mine. So, you know, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. This country has a long way to go. And America is not a progressive country. It's a lot of closed-minded people in this country. If this motherfucker Trump gets in office, me and your boy Al were talking about this the other day, I'm honestly contemplating leaving this place. And where I would go, I have no idea. You know what I mean? I can't, I mean, really, where the fuck do you go in this country? Or in this world if you leave this country? I'm just at a loss of like the shit that's going on. It's just like 1955 instead of 2016.
And you
the
are
anger and the goddamn. I mean, it's just crazy.
And you
know,
were a
they don't come to
history.
your house and string you up anymore like they did Emmett Till in the 50s and pull you out of your grandfather's house in the middle of the night with sheets on their head. They're police officers shooting black men down in this country and getting off. So it's not the Klan now. Now these motherfuckers got badges and they'll come and shoot your ass for no reason. That's frightening. And those of us that have children that are men, that are boys, that are going to someday be men, that's frightening for them. How the hell did I make it to damn 42? My kid make it that far? I don't know.
Dang.
Who knows?
And you are a history major, correct?
That's right.
So what do you see this as us moving backwards as a country, Like when I'm watching on the news and there's people are describing this as a disaster, the events in Chicago, I see it as a success.
I don't see it as whatever as a step backwards in Chicago. Same thing happened in Chicago in 1968. I think it was the Democratic Convention and it was riots because people were unhappy about the Vietnam War. People were unhappy about the Civil Rights Movement. We were fighting for our rights. I don't know if Robert F. Kennedy had been killed by that point, but Martin Luther King certainly was gone. So was a lot of the people in the country at that point. What we saw tonight on TV almost reminds me of that, but on a different level, because Donald Trump is definitely a step backwards. Donald Trump is beyond a step backwards. It's like going back in time, like several generations. This dude, the people that are supporting him and his politics about putting up walls around this country, Jesus Christ, are you kidding? Who's going to pay for this wall? He wants Mexico to pay for this wall? This dude would be an embarrassment. And I think the Mexican president basically, cut Trump out. The comments that I heard, I had to laugh when I heard him. He was like, I ain't paying for that shit.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know who he thinks is going to pay for this wall. And, man, it's just like we're going backwards as a country. We're going backwards as a civilization. Instead of progressing and moving forward. Okay, we've had the first black president, Obama. We put him there twice. It wasn't just black people that put him there. It was a whole lot of other people that put him there as well. Especially the second time, because we didn't vote as much as we did the first time. And people are so pissed off about him being in office. It's 8 years. This man's presidency is about over. You still got people that have been hung up very recently on his birth certificate. He's even an American citizen. Get over that shit. He's been in office. Let it go. He's been there. He's done that. Okay?
Yeah.
You got free health care because of this man.
You know what
get the sniffles, you can't even go in the goddamn, you can't go to the emergency room and they're going to look at you and be like, okay, well, Kaiser, United Healthcare, who do you have?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what?
Come on, man.
You know what I want to ask you? Something that's parts I've been thinking is, I see Rubio and Cruz talking, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking these Republicans is trying to get rid of you Latinos. Why do you think that they would elect you? They're trying to get rid of you. Your thoughts?
Well, I honestly I don't really even think about them cats, man, honestly, because it's going to be Trump, so I don't really even waste my time. Somebody has to be the pawn, and them cats are pawns. Rubio, jeez. Trump just, calls him out, and Rubio has got to have, more self-control, because I'd have probably tried to sock Donald Trump right now. I'm up on a debate with him, and he's talking all that shit in my face about me. Personally, it's everything with Trump is personal.
Yeah.
Personal attacks. It's personal. It's never anything political. Let's make America great. Okay, how? What's your plan to make America great again? Because I don't personally see that ever happening. I don't give a fuck who's in office. America's just going to be okay going forward. All of these things are seriously, all these things are cyclical. It happens in history. The Roman Empire was great. Civilizations in Africa were great. The Egyptians were, the Romans, the Soviet Union, as recently as the 90s when they collapsed. So, maybe it's America's time. Nobody stays on top forever.
Dang.
Nobody stays on top forever. So, we've had a good run. I hope this country is decent or I want this country to succeed because I live here. And I would hopefully like to have a decent quality of life, but our generation has it harder than our parents' generation did, honestly, man. Really, we do. The things that I hear my parents talk about that they were able to achieve, especially things that I know that they were able to achieve at my age, I haven't even done yet. I haven't even done yet. I'm fucking pushing 42. I haven't even done it.
Damn.
At 42, my parents owned 2 homes. My sister was a freshman at Hampton. Really? I couldn't afford to send a kid to community college right now, let alone fucking expensive Hampton as University.
Damn.
For real. Hey, well, you're going to have to go get a job, buddy.
Now you know we have listeners around the world, and it's funny that this is happening in Chicago and that we've been able to do this. But tell us about Chicago, and how tonight was a big night with this event, with this protest and the people speaking and shutting down the rally. Tell us about what type of person it takes, like the town it takes to do that.
Well, Chicago gets a bad rap a lot of the time, man. It does. It gets a bad rap. All you hear, everything about Chicago is negative. The murders, black on black crime, the violence, all that shit. You got Spike Lee bringing his little ass in from New York, don't know shit about the culture or the people, and he makes a movie called Chirac. No, really, this dude comes in and makes a movie called Chirac, and you would think that Spike Lee would come and bring some social commentary to the table. Yeah. He makes a movie about women withholding sex to get the violence. I mean, that's like, are you serious? And then he does it under the guise that it's like some ancient Greek story. I mean, get the fuck out of here. You come in talking about women are not going to fuck, and that'll stop the fuck. That's not going to stop dudes from doing what they do. I mean, it's just not. So that was, to me, a huge disappointment, because I thought Spike, this is the same cat that made Malcolm X, that made Do the Right Thing. Movies that sparked conversation.
Yeah.
Movies that sparked movements. Because think about it, when we were young and when in college, how much did you know about Malcolm X until that movie was made? You heard of Malcolm probably, but what we heard about the civil rights era was Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And when I discovered Malcolm X, my mind was blown. Really. I was like, this dude, and it wasn't just a movie. I read his books. My sister introduced me to him and some things that she had, some books and things that she had around her house when I go visit her on the weekends when I was in high school. But when that movie came out, remember, dude, we were so caught up in it. Well, I bought the little glasses like like I'm about to join the Nation of Islam. I can't eat no more pork. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Janelo's come around. Yeah, they got cheese. I can't do it. $5 pizza, true still, but I can't do it. So, I mean, I say all that to get back to what happened in Chicago is to me, Chicago is a blue collar city. We're a bunch of people that work hard, and people from Chicago have a chip on their shoulder. We're not New York. We're not LA. We're in the middle of the country, and we feel that we're just as fucking important as people in them cities. So we carry a bit of a grudge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm proud of my city. I'm proud of what happened there tonight, because Donald Trump. Let me ask you a question. Because every time George Bush went into a setting where he had to interact with leaders from other countries, I would cringe. You remember he came up behind the Prime Minister of Germany?
Yeah.
Her name escapes me, but remember he came up behind her and touched her or some stupid shit at a conference, and she was really offended. How long do you think it would take Donald Trump to offend every world leader at some conference representing the United States? When he gets up there, turns blood red and his toupee is flowing in the wind, he's talking a whole lot of shit. I mean, really, how long do you think it would take for him to do that? I'd give it the first hour. He's going to take some shit personal, and he's going to talk about somebody's dick size. It's like the Prime Minister of Korea, and we're going to be in some fucking shit because he doesn't know when to shut up and just be humble and be a goddamn person that has people's interests at heart. He's going to take his personal feelings and try and out-talk me. I mean, this guy is just a joke, dude. So I'm glad that shit happened in my city. I'm glad that those people that get a bad rap for everything that happens. We got a mayor that doesn't give a fuck about us. Rahm Emanuel needs to go. He doesn't give a fuck about nobody in that country. All the police violence in that city, not country, but it's just a joke. Politics is a joke, but I'm glad that happened there tonight.
Me too.
If anything, my city showed that the masses of people that matter in this country aren't feeling Donald Trump. We're not feeling his politics. We're not feeling his rhetoric. We're not feeling him as a person. So don't come to my city. You can't come. Stay your ass out.
Yeah. Our primary isn't till the summer, but I'm going for Bernie, man. Fuck it.
Bernie ain't gonna win, bro. He ain't gonna win. They
Oh.
labeled him a socialist. He's been labeled socialist. It's not happening.
Something.
It's not.
Well.
I don't know. Like I said, I kind of struggled when I went to vote because I like a lot of what Bernie says. I just question how he plans to do it all, and that much I have not heard from him. Like, okay, how do you intend to do all this? It's almost like the same question you have about Trump. You want to make America great? How are you going to do it?
Yeah.
I mean, really, what's your plan? You know, hell, I want $1 million. You know, shit. Am I going to wake up tomorrow with that under my pillow? Probably not. So, how do you plan to do these things that you know, have good intentions on doing? A lot of politicians have good intentions. Some of them don't.
I predict a Hillary-Bernie ticket versus a Trump-Cruz ticket, and the Hillary-Bernie ticket wins by such and such.
Heaven help us all. Heaven help us all.
Yeah, I'm glad it happened in Chicago tonight too, man. It's big news. It's something that I've never seen in my lifetime happen at a political event, you know. But it takes a certain type of city to pull that off, you know.
That's the right place to do it. That's the right place to do it.
Demagogue.
And, like I said, I'm glad that it happened there because Chicago is such a bad rap. Chicago's a beautiful city, man. It's a beautiful city. It's got a lot of culture. It's got a lot of diversity. Chicago's segregated in a lot of ways still. It really is. There's certain sections of Chicago I don't dare, you know what I'm saying, roll into Dolo. But, you know, shit. It's really a cool place to live. The people are great people. I mean, shit, it's a lot of culture. It's a lot of good food. I'm just glad that we got some positive attention because even though Fox News and CNN might be telling you that this is a negative thing, it's really not.
You're right.
I don't view it that way.
You're right, exactly. That's why we had to come on the Fahrenheit Hour, and hit up Big J just to get that point across. This is a good night, a revolutionary night where the people stood up and made their voice heard. The people of the Chi-Town.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with what happened tonight. I mean, it's a free country, right? Freedom of speech, all that shit that they, you know, have put in the Constitution, but have, you know, picked and choose what they wanted to abide by at certain times. But
You
all
know?
that shit's in the Constitution, right? The right to protest and all that shit. Maybe I'm wrong about the right to protest, but certainly the right to, you know, freedom of speech.
Right.
And if you got that express that freedom tonight. So,
if you got the right to be demagogue speech, we got the right to break up your party.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's disappointing, really. A lot of stuff that goes on that's going on right now. It's disappointing that instead of us progressing, we're going backwards.
When you say us, you mean the country?
I mean, it's I feel like we watching Anakin on Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? The hate.
Yeah.
I feel the hate. Let go of your anger. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Let go of that shit. Why are you so angry? You motherfuckers have had it great all these years. What are you angry about?
Fear.
What are you afraid of? Shit.
What you just said. Losing what you just said. That's what it's all about. Losing. They've had it great all these motherfucking years. That's what they're afraid of.
So I can't have the same rights that you do?
Nope.
Apparently not.
We're scared.
Apparently not.
It's fear. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to the dark side.
Yeah, and all that shit leads to suffering.
Yeah, exactly. Which bubbled over tonight.
Leads to suffering.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what happened in '68? You were saying? You said this happened in Chicago in '68.
Yeah, I think it was a Democratic convention in Chicago in 1968. It was a Democratic convention. There was a riot. It was protests. People pissed off.
Why?
Why? Vietnam, we were still over there. That was a big part of it. I think Robert Kennedy and I don't know if Robert Kennedy was gone. I know Martin was gone at that point. But both of them were assassinated in 1968. 1968 was a very tumultuous year in this country. I mean, there was a lot of turmoil. We were in Vietnam. The man that should have been president, Robert F. Kennedy, was gone. He got snuffed and shit, while he was campaigning for the office. And Martin Luther King was gone. A man that preached peace and love your neighbor and turn the other cheek. He got shot in his fucking face, basically.
Damn.
So, I mean, that man certainly didn't deserve that. So there was a lot of turmoil in this country. This is Chicago, man. Fred Hampton, if you don't know about him, Google him.
What will we find if we Google Fred Hampton?
Huh?
What will we find when we Google Fred Hampton?
He was a Black Panther. He was killed in his house, unarmed, in bed with his lady in Chicago. I don't remember what year it was. It was in the 60s, but that happened. I mean, it's a lot of unjust things that have happened in this country. A lot of people have lost their lives. I'm going to tell you what I've been watching lately. And I remember watching with my parents when I was a kid. Because my parents are civil rights based. You know, just as your parents are. You know what I'm saying? Your people are from the South, right?
Yeah. Well, my dad's from the South. My mom's from the Detroit Midwest there.
Okay. But it was still, Detroit, it was a lot of stuff going on in the 60s and riots and things like that. But I've been watching this documentary. It came on, I can't even think of the name of it now. It came on public TV.
Oh, about the Black Panther Party?
No, not that one. I have that on my DVR also. But this is, what's the name of this? Yeah, give me a second. I'm checking my DVR. Man, now I can't even find it. I hope I didn't delete it.
What's it about?
The whole civil rights era, man. It's really good. Eyes on the Prize. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Eyes on the Prize. And it's just showing the whole civil rights era of the 60s and the things that happened to us, the things that we had to endure just to have basic rights. Just to drink at the same water fountain as somebody else.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, damn, I got my own water fountain, you got yours. Black colored bathrooms and colored white bathrooms. I mean, all this stupid shit. And that was not that long ago. We're talking 50 years ago.
Right, that's the key point right there. This generation,
That's
our
not
generation,
that long ago.
our generation and the next generation does not understand that this was not that long ago.
I mean, the way that people talk about it, like we're not talking like when black people got emancipation. I'm not talking about, okay, the Civil War is over. I'm talking about this was 50 years ago.
Yeah, damn.
You know what I mean? This is 50 years ago. Black people were Medgar Evers getting shot in his driveway. Malcolm X. Well, that was the nation, but I mean, this wasn't that long ago that some of these things were happening. And it was just basically 10 years or so before we were born. I mean, Martin was shot in 68. We were born in 74. That's not a whole lot of years. We just missed that shit, to be honest.
Dang, we did just miss that.
Yeah, we just missed that. And my sister lived through all of that. My sister was alive when JFK was shot.
Damn.
I don't know.
And now we have this. For
Now
those
we
of
have this mess to deal with.
if you're just joining the Fahrenheit Hour, we have Urban Watch creator, Fahrenheit official historian Big J, giving us his insight in the events in Chicago, the Trump rally, chaos inside the venue, outside the venue. The people have stood up and are making a difference. Do you think that this will hurt his campaign, or do you think that this will help his campaign? Yeah.
You talking about Trump?
Yeah.
I don't see how it's going to help his campaign. I mean, you have people that are going to vote for him anyway, but I don't see how this helps his campaign. To me,
With the crackers.
It shows the world. No, I mean, it shows the world that a lot of us aren't really into this Trump politics. You know, this guy is an embarrassment, dude. all the flack that Michelle Obama's gotten over the years, and Trump trades women in when they're 35 like a damn old He does. And the new chick he's married to is like some model from Europe. You know what I'm saying? And she's got a bunch of scantily clad photos on the net. Nobody says boo about that shit. But, you know, Michelle Obama shows her arms. It's just like, oh my God. You know, people are like ready to, it's like, get out of here with that shit. Please. So, I mean, come on. This dude is a joke, man. And I look at what you know, the shit that I see on my TV when I watch the news. I don't even believe it's like you're having an out of body experience. Like people are really seriously considering voting. This guy should have been eliminated like in the first round. Like really, he's leading the leading candidate in the Republican Party to be president of the United States. There's a good chance that shit's gonna happen. There's a lot of people don't like the Clintons. I never had a problem with Bill. Really, the only issue I had with Bill, like we were touching on before, was that when Hillary ran against Obama, it kind of, you know, got a little dirty. But when Bill was in office, it was the worst thing that happened. He got some head from Monica Lewinsky. Who cares? Shit. Good for Bill. I'm not mad at him. Shit. You know, who cares? That had nothing to do with the day-to-day operation of this country. It really didn't. But they almost and wanted to impeach that man over that shit. He didn't do anything else but fuck around on his wife and got caught. Because this chick kept the dress. And kept the fucking DNA. No, for real.
Yeah.
That's how silly that shit is. You know how many rich and powerful men been fucking women other than their wives as far back as, I don't know, creation? Shit. I mean, for real. That shit happened. Most presidents have mistresses. Really. Real talk. They do. They don't, it's not, oh, I'm just going home with my wife. No, motherfucker, you're not. Get out of here. We know that shit happens. Yeah, no, dude, you're not. You're not just going home with your wife. You got a side piece over here. You got somebody, as soon as she leaves, to go read to the little school kids, you know, in DC, in Southeast DC, on her, you know, her photo op. You got Becky coming in that's going to blow major wood and get the hell up out of there by Secret Service by 1 o'clock. You know? Shit. Seriously. Real. That's real. That shit's been happening. That's not new.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to get rid of him over that. And the country was operating fine on what the 90s was great. What happened in the 90s? We lost Biggie and Tupac. That was probably the worst two things that fucking happened in the 90s. I can't think of nothing else bad that happened in the 90s.
Have you seen that documentary? Have you seen the documentary where it's the cop who, you know, Biggie's family was gonna sue the LA police department, so they did like an official investigation, and they found out, like, they found all the answers out, and they made a documentary.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw some of that, man. And that cop just passed away recently, not too long ago.
He did?
He's not with us anymore. Yeah, he died. Yeah, I've seen that. I think it was called Biggie and Tupac. I think that was the name of the documentary.
No, it was called. No, it was. And it's recent, but it's like the best one.
I haven't seen that one yet. But I saw another one with this cop, and I think that one was called Biggie and Tupac. And I believe, but yeah, that cop has passed away because I believe he lost his job over that. He was getting a little too close to home.
Right.
Yeah. And so they were like, okay, motherfucker, you're just not LAPD no more.
Damn.
So,
because the purpose was just to clear the department.
Yeah, well, of course they're going to do that. I saw Training Day. I see how dirty they are in LA. Shit. Yeah, I see how dirty they are in LA. I see Training Day. I see how the game works out there. Shit. So.
All right, well.
And I'm King Kong in this piece.
Fuck your couch, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck your
Your program, nigga.
Yeah.
24 and 2.5 hour lockdown. I see how the game works out there. Yeah, I don't ever want to go to California. LA, yeah, I'm good.
You gotta come out. But actually, Al came out, and my kids want to go to North Carolina and go see him. And James is on the Facebooks. I don't know if he just joined, but he showed up on the people you might know. So I think I'm gonna go out there because he's out there too.
You gonna go to Charlotte?
I think so, man. Maybe in the summer or something. So you gotta meet me out there if I go.
I'll drive up there.
Okay. All right. Well, any last word? What would you say, Big J, the Fahrenheit historian, on where the nation goes from here? What's the healing process in your eyes?
I don't think it is one. Honestly, that's the sad part. I don't think it is one. This shit ain't gonna get no better. It's gonna get worse.
How can it get better?
There is no healing. Huh?
How can it get better?
I don't see it getting better. That's what I'm telling you. It's not going to get better. It's not, because a certain class of people feel emboldened by Donald Trump. And they feel emboldened by his take no prisoners attitude and all the shit he talks about people. So now guess what? You're putting your hands on me. Okay. How long is it before a situation like that is going to go bad? It's not going to be long. You put your hands on the wrong person of color, you're going to fuck around and have a problem in your head. Somebody's going to get hurt if all this pushing and shoving and shit continues to go on at these goddamn rallies and all that shit. It really is. Somebody's going to get hurt. It's just going to happen. That's human nature. I'm not going to let you push me. I'm not going to let you push me around and talk to me like that. So, unless there's some common sense that prevails, which is something that American people don't have in abundance, this shit ain't gonna get no better. It's gonna get worse. Common sense has never been our strong point. What do you think? What do you see happening?
Well, it's not what I see happening, because I don't know. I'm a listener of the universe, but I haven't heard anything. But what I think.
But I'm saying, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts on what it would take is just strong leadership and purpose.
Something we don't have.
Yeah,
the people we're talking about putting in control of this country. Did any of these people strike you as strong leaders?
Man, motherfuckers gonna miss Obama, I'm telling you.
Yeah. They don't realize it now.
Right.
They hated Obama for 8 years. Like I said, I don't agree with all his politics. I'm not saying that because I'm black and Obama's black. That has nothing to do with it. But shit wasn't all bad under his watch, really. It really wasn't. And the people that we have to choose from right now, I just don't know. I just don't know.
All right. We're going to end it on that note. Hopefully we can catch Big J on the other flip side. I'd like to thank my guest, Big J, the Fahrenheit historian. Chicago lit it on fire tonight, and he was the man to come to.
We didn't even talk about Peyton Manning.
Oh, my
goodness. Out the game before they realized he was on HGH. Yeah, I'm going to take my big ass home and sell some pizza. We didn't even talk about that.
There's the lead in to part 2.
All right, part 2. Part dos for my Spanish. Spanish people. Part dos.
Signing off. You've been listening to the Peace.
First degree of days. Fahrenheit hour. First degree of days. Fahrenheit hour. First degree of days. Fahrenheit hour. First degree of days. Fahrenheit hour.